I battled with being overweight my whole life. My aunt had bariatric surgery twice and was definitely over 300, 400 pounds. And she ended up passing away with complications because she just couldn't digest minerals. Um, and it was really, really hard because she was one of the people in my life that inspired me to stay on the track of not using drugs and staying out of trouble. And yeah, I'm really, really grateful for her in my life. And I ended up just keep gaining weight. I would lose weight, gain weight. And even when I got into my 20s, it was always just like I was still always floating around 200 pounds. And I just got used to it. I just got used to kind of carrying the weight and blowing it off that it's okay. Like, I'm still like occasionally going on a hike or doing something. And it really just started to slowly pack on just the pounds. And I just got used to it. And when I met my husband, it just felt more acceptable. And I just kept gaining weight. If I could still go on a hike or a walk, it was like I'm still healthy, and I was still over 200 pounds. And it wasn't until I had my first kid that I really started pushing it to like 260. And before I even had her, I was 29. And because of the high caloric intake and also just a lot of alcohol, I had early onset fatty liver that the doctor warned me about at age 29. And I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's just they warned me that my liver was already the size of like a male drinker in his 50s who was like early, like signs of cirrhosis. And they said it's a combo between just drinking and really high fat. And I just blew it off. I'm 29. I still was semi-active, but I just didn't see a problem with my lifestyle. And it wasn't until I had my first kid where I started thinking about it a little bit more. But the reality check really was when my mom, unfortunately, I got a phone call that she had a problem with opioid use, and I just blew it off that it was just that. And I ended up going to the hospital, and they ended up doing a scan on her chest, and what we thought was just a chronic drug use like issue, it ended up being small cell lung cancer. And within a week, I ended up holding my mom's hand. And I definitely saw her take her last breath and her last tear coming down her face. And it was a reality check that I knew that she had battled being overweight her whole life. It ran in our family, and I didn't want my own daughter to have to deal with that. But 13 days later, from my mom passing, I had my scheduled C-section for my son. And that morning, I stepped on the scale at 315 pounds, and I knew, like, I could either keep ignoring this and act like nothing's going on, or I could change my life. And I told my husband, I'm like, I'm going tomorrow to get a 24-hour fitness like gym membership. And he's like, we live 40 minutes from the gym. Like, you're not going to get a gym membership kind of a thing. And like, I'm going to make the time and like commit to it and go. And that was really when I was timid in the gym, but like I knew like I needed to work out, and like my love of bodybuilding just took off, and just weightlifting and learning about that. And it just opened up a whole door of I can get strong and just things I didn't know I could do. And after getting over being uncomfortable in the gym, it just flourished into just a love. And it wasn't until I started seeing these transformation challenges that, okay, like this is pretty cool. And it opened doors to like going to these events where you didn't know like I'd never been to a bodybuilding show. Of course, I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger and everybody else, but like you don't know. But it's a great way to just be in that environment, and I've felt so accepted. And it was really going to the Norcal Fitness Classic that experience of just being around all these bodybuilders. Everybody was so nice and I didn't feel uncomfortable, but I was backstage with my headphones just kind of in the zone. And it was my second transformation show I had done. And I just remember looking around and just seeing all these really fit people, but still struggling with myself of like, what am I going to do next? I've lost all this weight. I really like bodybuilding, but I still have excess skin. I still need to build more muscle. Like, I'm not really petite. So like I'm looking around at these bikini women, like, I don't know. And then it really just took off to, I saw who is now my coach, Crystal Garcia of Empire Coaching. I saw her pumping in the corner and I just looked at her and just was like just in awe, like, who is that? And like, I just, like, that's what I want to look like strong and just fit, and just like, bikini was too small. Wellness wasn't really like where I was looking at. I was like, I don't know what she's doing, but I want to do that. And I learned about figure, and it's been my goal ever since then. And it's just, nothing has been better than feeling strong mentally and physically as a mom, and just as a woman. Building muscle and feeling strong physically and mentally has just been the best experience. And it really was seeing her just pumping up a simple action with a band that just kind of changed my life for me, because I felt like I had a goal that was tangible. But since then, and with Empire Coaching, I have definitely started to do figure shows, and it's a really amazing process of just being able to go from transformation and feeling accepted into this whole bodybuilding world, and then stepping on the stage as a figure competitor. And just, I've done 2 shows now, and I'm doing the Norcal Fitness Classic, but I'm now doing figure, and to stand up there with other bodybuilders and, I mean, just own it. I mean, I weighed 315 pounds. It's been the most unreal, life-changing experience of just, I never thought I'd be standing here. I never thought my kids are so proud of me. I mean, we can't even go anywhere without them like flexing and posing, and that's not the childhood I grew up with. As a mom, that's the best thing ever, is just, I know they're going to be healthier than me, and mentally and physically. And yeah, it's really life-changing. Anybody, I recommend, if you can just change one thing, like, it literally all adds up. I could start with one thing and it led to another and another, and it literally all adds up. And it's just, bodybuilding has saved my life. And I'm not joking, because I feel like I can show up for my kids. I feel like I can conquer things if I just look at it as like, nothing is that big. I've lost my mom. I held my mom's hand as she took her last breath, and I'm like sitting here holding my kid's hand, knowing that like I'm going to get more time with her. And it's just been an amazing process.